Hey everyone, it's Ed Zoller, Villa Realty Group. Looking at now Charlotte County. This is going to be briefer than what I do for the Lee County one, but I am also tracking Charlotte County as well. It is our neighbor to the north, and understanding that, how what's going on in that county, helps us better understand Lee County as well. Going over a couple little things. This is all going to be about single-family homes. It's not including townhomes, condos, or anything else like a lot of the Lee County update does. But I just want to give you an idea of what's going on in Charlotte County. So let's go to the first graph. All right, so as far as just single family homes go, you can see that these arrows, very similar to Lee County one, they have the same season in Charlotte County that Lee County has. You know, starting in September, blasting off as far as supply goes up until demand starts going up in March, and then it plummets back down, gets ready for next season. And you can see this has happened 3 times. About maybe 1,000 homes between long-term average and what it peaks out at, where, you know, in Lee County, our peaks were like 3,000 extra homes, but I also was including townhomes and other things, but this is just single-family homes. So look at the increase of single-family homes, 3,176. That's how many homes are for sale right now, for sale. That's pretty much a huge increase. It's been going down slowly, but you can see how much we have compared to the long-term average of 1,800 homes for sale. This is not sales, this is inventory. And right now it is about 72% higher than where it should be, according to this graph here. Our population growth, I added this into it because of the next slide I'm going to go over with you, but we have all these homes for sale. So are we having the people moving down? And that's something that people will say to me, hey, if people are moving to Florida because Florida rocks, you know, I can track that with the Census Bureau and what's actually called the American Community Survey that comes out. And what I did is I tracked Charlotte County, what they had in 2022, 202,661 people, went up to 206,000. That's 4,000 more people that moved into Charlotte County. So there are some more people moving in, but you can see the difference between what Charlotte County grew as from 2012 up to that 2.2 and 2.7 in 2015 and 3% population growth, a little dip off. Of course, we had this huge exodus of people during COVID in 2020, then a huge influx of people because we were still open and other states weren't. And you can see that it is trending down. But we got to think to ourselves, hey, 4,000 more people moving in. Do they need homes? Sure. Are they going to all buy a home? No. But let's see how many homes we're actually building for them right now. So not only just the inventory of used homes out there and resales, this is the single family permits that I pulled from the U.S. Census Bureau for Charlotte County. And as you can see, this was our building boom right here. We were pulling 2,900 homes in Charlotte County. Obviously, then we crashed, and then we stabilized, and then Charlotte County didn't really see an uptick until 2018, where it was needed. We started building more and more homes, and you can see here a nice steady increase of new home construction. There's a lot of land out there. Our land in Lee County was getting a little more expensive, so Charlotte County was a great place to help promote. It is a smaller county than ours, as well as much smaller population. But you can see the huge surge in 2021, 2022, when we had all these buyers and no inventory. Build it and they will come was the same mentality. But look at, unlike Lee County, where our permits are starting to slough off, Charlotte County has gone through an explosion again in 2024 for single family homes. This is new constructions for just homes, 4,500 new homes hitting the market. And so what I thought was interesting about this is if we only have 4,000 people moving in and there's 2.5 people per home, we only really need 1,600 homes. And that's if everybody bought a brand new home. And of course they don't. People move in, they rent, people move in, you buy a used home. So coupled with how much inventory, this is a good tracker to see what the future of inventory is going to be, especially with the new construction. So I think we've permitted way too many homes in Charlotte County. And right now with the demand being so low, it's not going to be able to absorb that. Our inventory is going to go up even higher in the future. So with higher inventory brings usually lower pricing. And you can see here that the home value has dropped. It is dropping. It went down 1% month over month. But Zillow has the Zillow home price index, but they also have what's called a fair home value. And although Zillow is hated by agents and they say it's not accurate, it's good and interesting to look at this graph, to look at that fair home value when they started doing that in 05. and looking at actually the average home price and how to kind of target what a bubble is. If this was a bubble, well, the bubble goes over the home fair value rate here. And of course, in 2008, we had the foreclosures and the short sales, and prices went way down. We know that, and then it kind of went a little bit over fair home value in 2017 because we had that low interest rate. Then it pretty much stayed in line and started separating until after COVID. And you can see this huge spike in average home price that was unfounded. Although the fair home value also went up, these two lines, pretty much a stable market, which I've always said was anywhere from 2015 all the way to 2020. These lines are pretty close to one another, if not right on top of each other. This gap right here tells me a little bit of what's going to happen to prices in the future, which is probably still go down. So what I do in the Lee County update to say, if someone asks me, is the market stable? I just look at this graph. This line here represents 0. It's not 100% accurate, probably just shifted up a little bit. But you can see here, as the value of the home goes up, obviously the market's appreciating a lot, but look at what it normally does. It normally appreciates, in Charlotte County at least, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% in a normal market. Stable, I think, is when it hits 0. It's not going up, but it's not going down. When it's crossed over, like in 2007, it plummeted all the way down to like almost 25%. And this is per month. It lost 25% in a month. Right now, it's at -6%. And I actually was able to pull this and compare it to every county in Florida. And right now, Charlotte County ranks #1 as far as the worst negative home value growth in the whole state. So the values are not holding up. Last month they were at -5.5 and now -6.2. If you look at the Fort Myers Cape Coral area, we're #2 on that list of every county in Florida at -4.5, but -6.2% of home value lost per month. That's telling you a little bit what's going to happen to pricing. So home payment as opposed to the average household income. This is the market sustainable at the current pricing it's at right now? And the answer is no. Average home value, household income in Charlotte County is actually almost to the penny, the same as Lee County. Their prices are more affordable. I mean, Lee County's sustainability, that graph is a lot wider from that. But as you can see here, if you take this number, the average household income, and you divide that by 12 to see what the monthly is, and you actually can look at what people make per month. What can they afford? And the long-term average in Charlotte County was 24%. So I can put that line right here. We do 24% times that, divide by 12, that's $1,457 a month. And currently right now, the average home price is $2,090. That's 43% overinflated. That does not mean the prices go down 43%. That means the monthly payment, which is price, interest rate, taxes, insurance, those all combined will make this thing get lower. But if you told me, hey, is this sustainable at these prices? Everything is indicating that prices are going down. They're probably going to continue going down. The inventory is just going to keep increasing. As it goes down, less people are going to be in demand. Inventory price reductions maybe start skyrocketing again. But we are not sustainable at this price, or at least at the current average price right now. And we're building all these new homes right now. So these are all just things that are showing that the market is in correction. We're making steps in the right direction, but by no means are we is Charlotte County affordable or sustainable at these numbers. The price cuts actually went down from the skyrocket right here. Actually, Lee County, Fort Myers was leading the state, with Charlotte County being #2, up in that 35-37% of all listings dropping. But I calculate this. Most of the country, these prices that people are asking are more relative to the current market as opposed to what people were making up prices back 2 years ago, and you were selling houses in minutes and hours and not days. You could make up your own price. I was selling houses for 50, 60 grand more than I even wanted to list them for because of that FOMO buying that was out there. But that's still 900 homes reduced their price in October in Charlotte County, little above the long-term average, which in Charlotte County is 20%. And as you can tell here, there's been times it's above, below, but ever since pretty much this whole year, all above what's normal. But steps in the right direction. Graph I do for the Lee County update, I'm going to do for the Charlotte County as well. And if you kind of graph over the median income of Charlotte County, and you can see it's had its times. In 17 it popped up, went back down 2021, just a little slight drop for COVID, and then this huge skyrocket of income, which is a great positive factor for real estate. But if you look at what salary you need, taking that, most people spend about 30% of their gross income on a house payment, which is all the principal, interest, tax, insurance, you can still see that it's still slightly elevated. Very similar to a previous graph, but I figured if people are curious, last month you needed to make $87,000. This month you need to make $83,000. So it's getting closer towards what that average income is of Charlotte County of 72 grand. But this is 2023 was one of the worst unaffordable that we've seen. It has made steps in the right direction, but by no means is it below this line like it has been ever since 2008. And when I call we had a stable market, this needs to come past this line and under it, and then hover along with income. So let's just get a quick little overview. October, we had 2 hurricanes hit, one hit closer to Charlotte than Lee County. But overall, there's a huge increase of inventory over the course of 2 years. I think it's 1,000% increase, but a 72% increase compared to last year and this year. The population growth was only 4,000 individuals. And I do the math there, 2.5 people, we need 1,600 homes, yet we're building 4,500 homes. New constructions on top of all that inventory that's sitting out there. The home prices dropped, but they're still 20% over fair home value. Charlotte County has 18 consecutive months of negative home value growth, a little ahead of Lee County when we started doing our negative value. I think we're at 15 consecutive months and they're at 18. But to give you an idea, negative growth during the last crash, Charlotte County lasted 63 months. Lee County was 59 months. So Lee County usually comes out of the crash sooner than Charlotte if history repeats itself. Maybe it doesn't this time around, but Charlotte County usually takes a little bit longer to start stabilizing than even Lee County. Current mortgage payments right now are 43% overvalued, so we need a lot of things to happen. We need interest rates, we need taxes, we need insurance down, we need price down, so that we can take a chunk out of that 43% overvalued part. And as I've kind of pinpointed in the Lee County update, interest rates did go up after the Feds cut the rate. When I'm shooting this video, which is Friday, the Feds talked about doing it another quarter point. Well, what's going to happen is the interest rates are going to become affordable. It's going to be built in, and when they do it, it depends on what's happening with the economy at that particular time. A lot of people are thinking because a new president was elected that he's going to start making changes immediately, and that's not how it works. We won't see executive orders till January, and usually it takes time for those to manifest themselves to start making things better in the market overall. But the data points that I pull up, everything from the Department of Labor Statistics to Zillow to our local board. The Charlotte County has its own board. Federal Reserve economic data. All my data is sourced, so I can tell you exactly where I'm getting it from. But hopefully this helps out. And if you have any questions, you can give me a call anytime. Talk to you later. Bye.